Good morning, students. In the last session we discussed about the leaching process, that is one of the chemical process of concentrating the ore. Three physical process we discussed, that is hydraulic washing or gravitational separation and flow flotation process, as well as magnetic separation, and also the chemical process, that is leaching. So next step after concentrating ore is extraction of the crude metal from the concentrated ore. See, concentration is nothing but removal of the surface level of gangue particles, that is nothing but impurities. Okay, so that will be chosen by seeing their physical properties or the environmental conditions where the ore exists. See, in this process, that is from the concentrated ore, we need to extract the desirable metal, that is crude metal, which will be in the crude form. Later we have to take it for refining or purification process. This mainly involves two steps, that is conversion of metal or ore into their oxide forms. And second important step is reduction. Okay, so in the first step after concentration we need to convert the ore into their oxide forms, because once the sulfide impurities or the carbonate impurities after concentration, the muddy particles and soluble impurities will go off, only the sulfide, carbonate and other moisture will be present. So once we convert those into their oxide form, it will be easy to remove the oxides. That process is nothing but reduction, that is removal of oxygen or addition of hydrogen, that you have studied in the first PUC in redox reaction chapter, right? So first we need to know what is or how we have to convert the ores into the oxide forms. Okay, we can convert the ores into their oxide forms either by roasting the ore or calcinating the ore. Okay, we have two processes in this, that is roasting and calcination. By using these two methods, any one of the method can be used for the conversion of ore into oxide. But which method we have to choose, that depends on the method or the sulfide, whether the ore is containing sulfide impurities or carbonate impurities. If the ore is containing sulfide impurities, then we have to go for roasting. If the ore is containing carbonate impurities, then we have to go for calcination. That is the main difference between roasting and calcination. But in both the process, there is a conversion of ore into oxide form. Okay, so let us see how we are going to convert it by using roasting as well as calcination. So as I told you, in the roasting here, sulfide impurities will be converted into oxides, whereas in calcination, carbonate ores containing will be converted into the oxides. Okay, for example, you can take zinc sulfide. When heated in presence of air, the sulfur and oxygen both get combined together to form sulfur dioxide, and it will be escaped out from the container as an impurity, and ZnO will remain in the container itself in the oxide form, that is ZnO plus SO2. Okay, so this is how we can So this is how we can convert the sulfide impurities, containing impurities, by treating with the oxygen, that is excess amount of air, and sulfur dioxide will be escaped from the container. Usually roasting will be done in the reverberatory furnace, because this furnace can withstand high amount of heat energy. Okay, here the impurities or the ores will be heated with high temperature in the presence of maximum amount of A supply will be there. The ore should be heated with a high temperature with the supply of maximum amount of air in order to get more and more amount of oxygen to decompose sulfide impurities. Other examples we can take also, like lead sulfide. When treated with oxygen, it gives PbO plus sulfur dioxide. Like this also we can take. Okay. Right. So this is one more example. Similarly, you can give many more examples. That is, sulfide containing ores will be taken here for the roasting. When coming to the calcination, as I told you, carbonate containing ores will be converted into oxides. Here, the maximum amount of air will not be supplied. Instead, minimum amount of air will be taken, because the main process involved in the calcination is decomposition. Okay. For example, calcium carbonate undergoes decomposition to give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. And one more difference, important difference you can find out here. The impurity or the gas which is releasing in this process is sulfur dioxide, and the gas which is releasing in the calcination process is carbon dioxide. Okay. Here, minimum amount of energy, that is A, will be supplied. Okay. So this is decomposition and this is conversion of sulfide into oxides. In both the cases, the oxide forms are going to be obtained. See, calcium oxide, or one more example you can take, like magnesium carbonate undergoes decomposition to give magnesium oxide plus carbon dioxide. In both the cases, the carbon dioxide are going to escape, right? So this is decomposition and this is conversion of oxides. In both the cases, you are going to get the oxides. Once we get the oxide forms, it will be easy for the reduction. Reduction can be done by various methods, but we have to choose a suitable reducing agent. So that can be choose with the help of Elegum diagrams that we are going to study in the next session. Okay, thank you students.